Boys, girls, all my trombolos out there, welcome back to Other Robber, and I figured that I'd do a quick video on the Royal Rumble. I usually do this from time to time. I'll sometimes do it with the Rumble and with Mania. Obviously, this is a WWE related video, so if that's not your thing, you can leave now or forever hold your peace. So Royal Rumble 2017 in the books. Great pay-per-view until the Rumble. The Rumble match was terrible. Everyone worked hard in it, and the work rate was fine, but the booking was awful. Hold on, I'll get to the Rumble. We have the pre-show, which had a title change, which I didn't even know the pre-show started at 6. Apparently it did, and apparently there was a title change. So the club are the new tag champs, which I think that was kind of obvious with the reign as long as New Day had. I didn't see Cesaro and Sheamus holding it for too long. I saw them losing it to the club, so I figured they'd lose it now. So I can't really talk because I didn't see the match because I didn't know what was happening. Same thing with the 6-woman tag match. It was in that 6 to 6:30 slot. So apparently the baby faces won. Okay. And then we had Nia Jax and Sasha Banks. Quick match, fairly quick. I mean, I know it's a pre-show match. Nia Jax looking very dominant. I'm surprised how kind of weak they made Banks look. Banks had the storyline, the knee injury, which kind of protected her a little bit. But still very surprising how one-sided this match seemed to be. Curious what they're heading to with Mania here. I've been reading a 4-woman fatal 4-way match with Bayley, Jax, Banks, and Charlotte. I think that would make sense. And I could see that kind of being in the books after tonight. I see Jax going in that title picture definitely. I could see Banks wanting a rematch after that match this evening. And then we get to the pay-per-view. I think there are only 3 pre-pay-per-view matches. Oh, because then, Michaels gave a promo. So I'm pretty sure that was it. Michaels' promo was, yay, the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Bayley. Great match. I think we know they can do better. I think we've seen them do better. I'm pretty sure they had a better match in NXT. They can definitely do better. It was a great match, though, as it was. I think definitely if it's not a 4-person match, I definitely see no matter what these 2 women being in the Raw Women's title match for Mania. So I think we're going to get a better match at Mania, but it was definitely a good match this evening. Charlotte won, which I think was really no surprise. She has this pay-per-view streak right now, which I think is it builds up to a nice story for if she actually does face someone one-on-one at Mania and loses, probably Bayley, then it makes that moment so much sweeter by ending that streak. So I think this really, it's just keeping the streak going here for Charlotte. We had Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns. Great match. When Roman Reigns is paired with the right guy, they can there can be some pretty good matches. And Owens, I think definitely he shined tonight. And they had a very hard-hitting, fun match with weapons. And you say it's hard to kind of get hardcore in the PG era, but they implemented the weapons, I think, in the right way, and they did a good job. And they got time. It was close to an hour, it felt like. A good match. It was definitely a good match. I think the right guy won. Seeing Owens win was good. The Shark Tank thing, whatever. It was just, I guess, a way to introduce the breast knocks and still kind of keep Jericho out of it, but it was no DQ anyway, so I don't know. Rich Swann, Neville won. I think no complaints there. The only thing is I was kind of hoping Rich Swann would hold on to it for when Aries comes back and Aries takes the title, because if Aries comes back and Neville's champ, I don't know I guess they'll kind of just throw Aries with Gallagher or something maybe, but I don't know. I'm hoping Aries comes in soon and takes that title, because I think Aries is the right guy to go with as the rightful king of the cruiserweights. But Neville is doing fantastic right now. I think he was the right guy. in theory, because of how hot his character is right now. So great match between the two of them, and I guess in that sense the right guy won. Just personally, I would have liked to see Aries Swan win for the eventual Aries debut on 205 Live. Um, Cena Styles, amazing match. I don't know if I like this better than their SummerSlam match, but it's pretty damn close. I felt very kind of similar, some pretty similar beats. And Cena won, but it was a fantastic match. So you watch and you can't even really be mad with Cena winning. He ties Flair's record, and I really don't think we're getting Cena Orton at Mania again because they had the triple threat match. I really don't think we're getting that. I think at Elimination Chamber, Wyatt will win, and we'll get Orton Wyatt at Mania for the title. And this was just a reason to give Orton to make Orton the babyface challenger. But I'm not talking about the Rumble yet. Cena, AJ, great match. AJ had a fantastic title run, fantastic first year in WWE. So happy to being someone who watched TNA back in the beginning. AJ being WWE is something that I was looking forward to for a long time. So I'm glad he's there, and I'm glad he's killing it. And no exception tonight. Great match between the two of them. The two of them put on magic together. And you got to give both of them a lot of credit for Cena and Styles that match. That was a fantastic match. And then we got the Rumble match. And that was not good. A few things here, right? So they have 8 people unannounced. That kind of has people get their hopes up a little bit, and I know you can't really expect like big names for all 8 people or surprising returns or whatever. But really, the only surprise we had in this match was Dillinger, and the booking was awful. I mean, yeah, he came out number 10, but he was gone within a few entrants. If you're gonna bring out Dillinger in that match, especially when he's so over, give him a little time. Let him stay in there for a little bit. You know, let him kind of run the course a little bit. They had Zayn in there for a long time, which was great in that sense. But have Dillinger kind of do that too. I think the booking there was off, especially not only am I a huge fan of Dillinger, but just for debuting someone. I mean, although AJ wasn't in the entire Rumble last year, he had a good little run in the Rumble last year. If you're going to debut someone, have them kind of be around for a little bit. And it felt like they really just didn't care about Dillinger's debut, and it's not it doesn't bode well for if this is actually his main roster call up. We'll see, but I mean that was a huge problem in itself, and then just the matches kind of lacked any kind of excitement or really you'll see storylines at times start to develop or further in Rumbles, and I didn't really get that here, except for that Luke Harper moment later in the match and maybe Goldberg Lesnar. And then if they want to do Taker Reigns, but no thanks ever. Yeah, I mean, the match, it was just, like I said, it was well worked. It was just nothing different, nothing new. Even the Kofi spot at this point, it's just what more can he do? And it kind of showed tonight that that spot wasn't really, it was okay. It was something different, I guess. But then, you know, it started getting towards the end, and they leave Roman Reigns for number 30. They have Brock come out. They have Goldberg come out. They have Lesnar come out. I know not in that order. They have Lesnar, Taker, Goldberg, because then Enzo was also thrown in as 27. But you have these guys come out, and then you're leaving off 30, and you know that Joe didn't have a match at NXT. You know that Angle got removed from his shows that he had scheduled for the weekend. So people are thinking it's Joe and Angle. And what do? You bring out Roman Reigns, a guy who already had a match tonight, who people were happy when he lost, who you're still trying to get over as a face, who's had such a dominant presence in the past couple Royal Rumbles before this, and you have him come out 30. Not only do you have him come out 30, you have him eliminate Jericho, who was a fan favorite to win the match. You have him eliminate Taker, which kind of saying something up there, but please no. It's like they're trying to build the biggest heel they've ever had. And if that's the case, fine. but they're still trying to get this guy over as a face, and it's just the booking. You don't do that, just don't do that. Um, People had their hopes up for something big, right? And then you give them Roman Reigns, who already had a match, and is Roman Reigns is the person that, for so be it, personal opinion aside, he's not working ultimately as a face. He's not the guy who they want him to be, and it's confusing, very very confusing. And then Orton wins. I mean, I get it with the Wyatt storyline. You have Wyatt become champ, and they couldn't really give Wyatt the win because you'd have the heel challenger going to the newly crowned face champion if Orton won a Chamber. I get it, but I still would have kind of given it to Wyatt. I don't know between the last four or whatever, but wow, just really really anticlimactic Royal Rumble. This was a Royal Rumble that no one really saw the winner coming. Orton was kind of the betting odds were on him, so I guess a lot of people kind of thought Orton, but really a lot of people were going into this blind and really didn't know what to expect. So then they give us Orton winning, and it's very disappointing, especially when it was down to Orton and Reigns. It's just, I don't know. We'll see. That was a Royal Rumble though. Awesome pay-per-view until the Rumble match. This was, in my opinion, one of the worst Rumble matches in recent memory. The past few Rumbles have been pretty bad, but this one was just so anticlimactic, dull, poorly booked, rare moments of excitement. Um, so I don't know. That's it for me. Let me know what you guys thought about this year's Royal Rumble. Am I wrong? Am I the only one who's really hating on the Royal Rumble match itself this much? Let me know what you guys thought. Subscribe because it takes around that much effort to do so. And until next time, you have been Trump.